That's a story to tell, and coffee spilt. We've got a lot to talk about. Still working in part-time retail. I just sort of fell out of a routine with everything. Am I doing Camp NaNoWriMo, the whole storytelling aspect of writing one thing at a time and listening to pop music? And my writing and editing have like suffered. We both have very different ways of life. I'm stuck in my ways a little bit, and he's more like go with the flow. Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Chloe and welcome to a new video. Welcome to a new coffee chat. I've got a coffee here with me and yeah, I am downstairs. I did want to film this like up in the office, but I thought, you know, the lighting is probably going to be terrible because there just isn't a lot of like natural light in that room. So I thought the next best option would be down here. Only issue is I've got about an hour to film. Not just that, my cat's also down here licking herself and making noise whilst doing so. But yeah, I've got a coffee here and we're gonna have a nice chatter. I'm actually starving for some reason. I literally just had my porridge. I'm already starting on the coffee because there's quite a lot in it. It is a big mug. But it's actually been a really long time since I filmed a coffee chat video. I did used to call them like coffee talks, but I'm kind of leaning more towards like coffee chats now. Coffee chats with Chloe. I think that has a nice little ring to it. But yeah, it has been a long time since I've done one of these. The last time I did one was June 2023. That's a long time. And I am going to be kind of looking down a lot because that's where I've got my script. And I used to love doing these style like videos. I'm definitely not used to doing it downstairs. This is like the very first time I've done a video like this downstairs actually. I mean, you know, I vlog a lot downstairs and like in this area of the house, but this is my first time doing a sit down video. Actually on the sofa. I better not spill this coffee on the sofa again. Oh, that was a story. That's a story to tell. Basically, the other day, this was like last week, I was getting ready for work and I had a coffee in my hand. I was sitting right here on the sofa and my boyfriend sat down next to me. It was quite a full like mug as well. My elbow was like out as well. My elbow was out and he tried to sit down next to me and slid, knocking my elbow and the mug in my hand, and coffee spilled everywhere. It was only like a little slosh, but it went on the sofa, and these sofas are actually fairly new. My parents got them within the last year kind of thing, you know. I can't say I was too happy about the incident. I don't think anyone was, really. Anyway, besides the point, but since my last coffee chat, which was like over a year ago now, like it's now March 2025, so that's like almost 2 years since I've not done a coffee talk, a coffee chat, so it's overdue, definitely. And to be honest, I'm just going to be talking about like all things life, what's going on at the moment. I will say, when I wrote the script for this video, it was about 1,500 words long. That's quite a long script for a video like this, to be honest, but we're going to try and get through it as quickly as possible. So, as many of you may know, I do now live with my partner Ryan. My partner Ryan recently like moved in. He moved in December actually. So last year he moved in on the 17th of December, which meant we did actually spend Christmas and New Year's together, which was a first. Well, I say a first. We usually spend New Year's together, always, but spending Christmas Day with him was a first, and it was actually really nice. Just being with my family, being with him, it was just a really nice feeling. I will say the reason that my partner moved in is because he was just having like some issues at home, like with his mum. I'm obviously not going to go into too much detail about that because it's not my place to like tell that story of what happened. Basically, him and his mum just had some issues, and they basically he decided to come here for a few days at first, and then just over time he decided that it would be best to just stay and just like move in, and you know, that would be the best thing for him, his relationship with his mum. And naturally, yeah, my parents did say it was okay for him to like stay as long as he needs. That's a whole different thing at the moment, because at the start he did have a job, like when he moved in. He had a temp job, Christmas temp job, which he started from September, at the end of September last year, finished end of January, like this year. And that would mean that I would take him to work, I'd pick him up, that sort of thing. And it meant that we both started to go to bed a bit earlier and wake up earlier, because I think there were times when I'd take him to work for around like 12 p.m. and, well, now I'm still asleep by that point. So we'd actually wake up in the actual morning. But like, since he's been out of that job, we both have kind of just fell out of that routine. And I'm sorry, but I'm like starving, and coffee usually like fills me up quite nicely. And that was actually like a really good team that we got into. So it would be nice to like slowly get back into that again. That would be the ideal actually, you know, both just waking up before 12 again, around 12, that sort of thing. That would be really good for us both to do, because right now he obviously doesn't have a job, and that's why we fell out of that routine. But I think once he does get like a new job and he gets himself back into a better routine, I will then as well. And because he doesn't have a job at the moment, we kind of have been looking for jobs for him ever since. He's had a couple of interviews, but they've not been successful. Like, they've said to him, like, or he's received an email from the 2 companies. So 2 interviews from 2 different companies. He just got an email afterwards, after the interview, just saying, we're sorry, but you're unsuccessful, that sort of thing. It does hurt, because one of them, they did really make it seem like he was gonna get the job and then didn't. To be honest, yes, it has affected our relationship in ways that just, I don't really know how to describe it. Our relationship, we've been together for almost 6 years now, and naturally over time our relationship has gone through like different like stages, different phases. We've been through like hard times together. We've been through a lot for only having been together for 6 years. Went through a pregnancy and a pregnancy loss. Should have probably put a trigger warning at the start of this video, because I wasn't expecting to really talk about that. It's not something I'm going to go into much anyway, so we're going to move on, because like I said, we've got a lot to talk about. But yeah, I think it's just been like quite a tough job market recently. Like, there's loads of jobs out there, but it's finding ones that you don't need a lot of like experience for or qualifications for, things like that, because most of them do require qualifications or experience, and obviously you can't get the experience without doing the job. It's one of those situations. Yeah, it's been quite difficult on us, because obviously I work, and so I've got the money coming in, so I'm letting him like borrow little bits here and there of my money. The financial aspect of not having a job has been quite difficult for him especially, but me as well, because I'm kind of like the breadwinner. I'm kind of like the breadwinner at the moment because of that, between like him and me. But like financial things, I don't really like talking about on this channel, because I don't know, it's just not my vibe. Like, I don't like talking about money on here, because for me, money is not like the be all end all. Like, money for me is one part of life, and it's not everything, you know what I mean? Because I would eventually like to find a new job and get a new job myself, but obviously with Ryan currently looking, my partner, it just doesn't make sense to me for me to also be looking. Like, I want to wait for my partner to get a job first, for that like security, and then I can go from there and look and apply for jobs myself, because I've been at my job for, oh my god, will it be 7 years? 2018 started that job, October 2018. So yeah, this year will be 7 years. Oh my god. And actually, like, speaking of my job, I've been doing quite well with it, I think, recently. Obviously, I think it was like December, I was doing like 5-day weeks, because usually my contract is 16 hours over like 4 days, so that's like 4 hours each day, which is just what I do. It just works for me. And I'm still technically doing the 16 hours / 4 days, but in January I obviously wasn't doing those 5 days because obviously after Christmas everything just kind of dries up, doesn't it? It goes really quiet, so I wasn't able to do that extra day. I did my contracted hours and that was it. And I did kind of like suffer a little bit with like finances, but like I said, it's not something I like going into detail about on this channel. I am in focus, right? I didn't even think about that. To be honest, my glasses are like so dirty at the moment. I've got to give them a good clean. I'm almost like done with my coffee as well, like you can't even see it. So I was doing only 16 hours a week in January, but 5 days, like working 20 hours, has actually just kind of become like natural to me. Even like one of my superior managers sort of approached me about it and asked me if I'd be willing to like actually sign a 20-hour contract and just do 5 days a week normally, because you know that's what I have been doing for a long time now actually. Apart from January, I actually can't think of a time when I was doing like 4 days a week. And so yeah, I've actually spoken to one of my superior managers and I have agreed to sign that like 5-day contract, so 20 hours. That will also mean, like, because this week I'm on holiday, like I've got a week off because mine and my partner's anniversary is literally tomorrow for me, like the 14th of March is our anniversary. And yes, I finished my coffee and I'm onto my apple juice now. Flipping over the page, wow. So as soon as I sign that contract for 20 hours over 5 days, that'll be, you know, that'll be my new work schedule. Not just that, but as I was saying, like about the holiday thing, I've got some tablets to take right now. But because I'm only contracted 16 hours at the moment, because I'm on holiday, all I'm going to get paid for, like for this holiday, will be less than what I am getting paid at the moment because I'm doing that extra shift. But that's only because I'm working 20 hours. My contract is only 16 hours. So once I up that contract, I will get like 20 hours holiday in a week, which will feel pretty good actually. I think that's everything, like job wise. Just a bit of a like job update. Still working in part-time retail, you know. And actually since living with Ryan, things have changed a lot. I know I've kind of already like talked about this, but this is like more routine based, like things that actually have changed, because I have definitely struggled to stay in a routine, like with writing, with editing, like even music and like practicing guitar, like singing, songwriting, that sort of thing. And because of that, writing has definitely taken like a backseat. My writing has definitely like dropped a lot. I definitely haven't done as much writing as I used to. I just sort of fell out of a routine with everything when Ryan moved in. But it's been a few months now that we've been living together, and so I'm slowly starting to build that back up. But I have done like little bits of writing over the last few months, because my monthly average used to be like between 600 to 800 minutes, which, oh my god, now seems like quite a lot, because it's now between 300 and 400 minutes, which is like that's gone down like 50%, quite a lot, quite a big difference. And I would actually like to get that back up to around like 500, 600 minutes, because in December I did 360 minutes. So obviously part of that, the second half of that month, my partner was living with me, but then the first half, you know, he wasn't. And obviously December was like Christmas and New Year's as well, like in the second half. That month, that doesn't count too much in a way. And then in January I did 395 minutes. Then in February I did 360 minutes. It was a shorter month though, and it's actually the same amount of minutes as December. So I'd probably have to have a look at like how many sessions I did in December to get that, and how many sessions I did in February to get that same number, because even though they are the same number, it could be that I did shorter sessions but more sessions in December, but in February it could have been that I did like longer sessions less frequently. So because of that, I'm averaging around like 350 to 400 minutes. And that sort of brings me on to my next topic, which is, am Am I doing Camp NaNoWriMo in April? Yes. I have decided that yes, I would like to do it in April. But because of my situation though, I will be definitely lowering my expectations quite a lot. Because if you were watching my channel last year, last April, I did 1,000 minutes. You heard me right, 1,000 minutes last April. April 2024 was obviously a great month. But I think writing was like all I ever did. I did a lot of writing that month. But then I did also do Camp NaNoWriMo in July last year, and I did 870 minutes. Even though I think my goal was only like 800. And that's actually pretty good actually. However, this year, like this time around, I'm probably going to be aiming for like, I want to say around like 500, maybe 600 like minutes at a push. Because obviously my average at the moment is 350 to 400. So if I could push myself just a little bit in April to get like around 500 minutes, that would be like amazing. In terms of vlogging in April, like for Camp NaNoWriMo, I'm just not sure what I'm doing, or if I probably will vlog it. We all know that I probably will just vlog because I love vlogging. I just don't know what the vlogs are going to be like, because it's probably just going to be a lot of like me sitting up in my room chatting away, or just doing the writing, because obviously my partner would be in my bedroom as well. I really don't know what it's going to be like. But then I also probably won't do like a prep video like I usually do. I'm just thinking I'm going to include that in the weekly vlogs, or the first one anyway, because it might mean that I do like a little 5-minute prep before the month starts, but I'll just include that in the first weekly vlog. I don't even know how many weeks I'm filming, because I don't know what like the April calendar looks like just yet. Even though it is March, like mid-March, so I will need to start thinking about that soon. And that's me all out of juice. And naturally, we're now onto the water. Sort of on the topic of like Camp NaNoWriMo and writing wise, like in terms of like what I'm actually doing in like April and like right now, kind of. I would like to get to a point with my writing where I'm like starting to prep for like outlining the book, so Effie and Shiloh's story. And so I don't know if this is like a goal. This will probably be like a goal for this month and next month, and that is to get close to like finishing the whole like brainstorming process, because it's all I've been doing for like a really long time, and I just want to move past that point. And I would like to move past this brainstorming process and past my fear of writing a bad book and a bad story, because I have actually written like another story before, and I've done like multiple drafts, multiple edits, and I got to the beta reader stage, and I got a lot of good feedback from that. But it really just made me think about like the whole storytelling aspect of writing, and like not just the writing part of it, but the storytelling part of it as well. And I liked the idea of the story that I was trying to tell. So I would like to go back and like rewrite it one day, but right now I'm just not in the place to do that yet. And plus I'm still working on Effie and Shiloh's story, so at the moment it wouldn't make sense to go back to that like story anyway. And I probably won't go back to like Scarlet Blood Skies, actually was that book. Probably won't go back to that until, you know, I've actually written Effie and Shiloh's story. I just don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, like going back to Scarlet Blood Skies. And that is what I'll be working on for Camp NaNoWriMo, Effie and Shiloh's story, and just carrying on with the brainstorming. And so for Camp NaNoWriMo, I'm just gonna get a bit more comfortable here, and yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs for Camp NaNoWriMo as well. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to film them, and then I'll slowly edit them like every other day, or like every third day, like just to break up like my writing sessions throughout the week, because I will probably only do like 3 to 5 writing sessions a week anyway. So I will need something to like break that up. So that will probably be when I like sit down and start like editing and putting together that vlog. all the vlogs, you know. And then like at the end of the month, that's when I'll sit down and like properly edit them, you know, once the event is over. So they'll go up in May, maybe even at the beginning of June. But I don't really know what I'm currently doing about the Camp NaNoWriMo event in July. I think just really I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time and like the very next steps. I don't know what I'm doing for July because like July is just a bit too far to be planning for my liking. And then I feel like I should address what's going on with like my YouTube channel and like not just this one but my music channel as well, because I am planning on returning to my music channel at some point this year and like relaunch it as well. And I've thought a lot about what that would mean for this channel, and I think I kind of have come to the conclusion that I would have to like stop filming for this channel, which does sadden me. It does hurt a little bit because we all know how much I love vlogging, but I would have to like stop filming for this like channel for a while so I could really focus on my music channel. And it's kind of ironic because I'm planning to plan for it over the next couple months. So obviously I'd do the Camp NaNoWriMo event in April. Alongside that, probably plan for the return and the relaunch to my music channel throughout that month, and the same in May as I'm like editing all of the Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs. And then I'm hoping that I'd be able to like relaunch the music channel in June. We'll see how that goes anyway. So over the next couple of months, I'm just gonna be doing like the really boring stuff of like keeping an eye on the music charts and listening to pop music. I'm not saying that pop music is boring, it's just not my vibe. And then like practice them and like some rock songs as well. And like lesser known like artists as well, like songs that I know like really well, because I'm just not really the pop kind of person. Like I do much prefer like the more indie sort of like rock stuff, and like I'm not the biggest fan of like mainstream music, but there is some stuff I will listen to. Like I love a bit of Gracie Abrams, I love a bit of Taylor Swift. What's the other artist? Oh, Chapel Roan. I have been loving Chapel Roan's music recently. I am obsessed. I think my favourite song at the moment is My Kink is Karma. What else have I been listening to recently? Let's have a look at my on repeat. Oh, Pink Pony Club. I love a bit of that song. Oh, honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with like some of Chapel Roan's music at the moment. Phenomenon. Naturally, at the top of my on repeat is My Kink is Karma. I love After Midnight as well. I'm personally not the biggest fan of her Hot to Go song. Oh, I like Red Wine Supernova though, and Casual. I like a lot of stuff from that album, like The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. Yeah. Oh, Kaleidoscope. I love that one as well. Naked in Manhattan. Pretty much most of the songs on that album I have been loving and I've just been absolutely obsessed with. But I'm actually kind of hoping maybe I'll do some like Chapel Roan covers when I relaunch my music channel. That's a big thing, you know. That's quite a big thing to do, isn't it? Chapel Roan is a big artist, but I love her music. And then I think once I've planned out a bit more of like what I'm doing with my music channel, I will definitely like update you on what's going on and you know what's happening with it, you know, possible relaunch day, that sort of thing, because I would like to stick with it for a while and see where I can go with it, where I can take it, because I love my music. I really love my music. You could tell I got really excited talking about like my favourite artist at the moment. I love doing my music and like writing my own songs, singing, and I'm just generally a really creative person. It's probably why like I do all of these like creative things like music, songwriting, actual writing, all of those sort of things. Like you can tell I'm just a really creative person. So, you know, as of right now, I don't know the future of this channel. It doesn't mean like I'm not saying that I'm never gonna vlog again, because I know I will. It just might be a while until I, you know, properly vlog again after Camp NaNoWriMo this April, because like I said, I don't know what I'm doing about the July event. If it's something I'm gonna like give a miss or not vlog, we're not there yet. I'm not even gonna think about that because that makes my heart really sad. That makes me just really sad thinking about that, because I really just want to like take all of my time and energy and really put a lot of that into my music channel and building that up, because I started calling this channel my vlog channel for a very good reason, because I didn't want to keep calling it my main channel because of like the connotations of it, really, because yeah, it's my main channel right now, but it's just, I don't want it to be my main channel. I want it to be my vlog channel, because I want to like obviously switch my focus to my music channel and make that my main channel, you know. But I will miss vlogging and uploading on this channel when I make that switch, but I will definitely figure it out like as I go, like as I'm doing all of like the filming and editing and all of that for my music channel. I will definitely figure out a way to, you know, vlog again. So I will find a way to like vlog again, hopefully alongside that channel. If you're interested, I do already have like some videos up on that channel. If you're interested, I'll make sure to leave it linked down below if you'd like to like check it out. We broke up on a Tuesday, kicked me out with the rent paid, ruined my credit, stole my cute aesthetic. Who knew that we let it get this bad when it ended? What is that cat doing? But I am kind of hoping that, you know, once my partner does like get a job again and he starts getting into a routine with all of that, I am kind of just hoping that I'll be able to have like a bit more time without him. I'm gonna let around. Right, I've let the cat out, but yeah, I am just kind of hoping that I'll have like a bit of time without him. Like, not in a bad way, it's just we're spending a lot of time together at the moment, and sometimes it can just be like a bit much. Sometimes we do bicker, but I think that's just normal in a relationship like ours, but we don't have like big fights or anything. Not usually. It's very rare that we do. Not just that, but when you're around someone so much, you can get on each other's nerves, and obviously being around him has obviously meant that my writing and editing have like suffered, because he distracts me a lot, minor distractions anyway, and it probably is why it's been taking me so long to like edit these videos now that he's like always here. I want him to get a job as much as he wants to. He even told me that, you know, he's getting a bit bored himself not having a job. I think he misses that part of like, you know, having a job. Just gets him out of the house, keeps him busy. Obviously I do like want him around, like it's nothing to do with that. It's just more so the fact that I've gone from barely seeing him, like I used to never see him before, like he moved in, like I would barely get a chance to see him, like I maybe see him maybe once a month if I was lucky, and like I've gone from that to being constantly around him, and that has been a big adjustment for me. And like I said, I get very easily distracted by him. He distracts me a lot, meaning that I don't get as much done, hence why I feel like I need that little bit of like extra time alone when he gets a job. Eventually he will get a job, I know he will. It's just this whole part where it's kind of like we're in limbo. Yeah, I think we'll both just be glad when he does get a job. We're just at that point in our lives right now where we're still trying to like figure out like how to like live with each other, because we both have very different ways of life. He is a lot more relaxed and I'm a bit more like uptight and like rigid, stuck in my ways a little bit, and he's more like go with the flow. So we're just sort of like trying to navigate that part of like our lives, living together. You know, it has been 3 months since he's been here, but I think we are definitely like still getting used to it, and all of our just how we work together and like how we work as a team. Because it actually kind of reminds me of the week that my parents went away, or like it was mostly a week anyway. That was the one when I did the weekend in the life. That was the last vlog I did actually. It was like my parents had gone away from like Wednesday to Sunday, and we both just got on like really well that week, in the sense that we felt like a team. Like there was one night when he made cauliflower cheese for dinner, like he did most of that. I just kind of supervised him. Not that he needs supervising in the kitchen, well, I mean, yeah, he kind of did, but just you know, getting to know the kitchen and like where everything is a bit more. And then there was a night when I did the pasta bake by myself. I'm still so proud of that. I know it was just a sauce, a pre-made sauce that we used, but that was fucking gorgeous. That was a really good dinner, and we both thoroughly enjoyed that dinner. But then there were some nights, like the nights we had quiche and salad. If you're wondering why I know this all so well, it's because I'm like currently in the process of editing that vlog. Hopefully that'll go up soon, because I'm gonna need to start editing this one soon. But yeah, that night when we did the quiche and salad, I think he kept an eye on the quiche. I did the salad, he kept an eye on the chips. That was kind of like us working on dinner together. I know it was just a basic meal, but still, being able to work together as a team in that sort of situation, you know, goes to show that we can live together and we work really well as a team. Because when it actually comes like properly cooking, I'm not the fastest, but he's definitely a bit faster than me in that sense. Like when we make sausage pasta, I think we've only made it together once, but he just makes it a bit easier sometimes for me, like when cooking, because he sometimes like takes lead. It just takes a bit of the burden off of me as well sometimes in that like scenario, because I feel like just a little bit less stressed, because cooking is not something that I particularly like doing. I just don't like cooking. I'm not that type of person. I like food, just don't like cooking. But obviously with my partner around now, we're definitely going to get used to it. Like we're definitely going to do a bit more cooking like together and all of that. Yeah, I feel like I have talked about a lot now. I've drank all my coffee, I've drank my juice, I'm now on my water. I actually feel like I've covered everything. I feel like this video has definitely been long overdue, but I think there's everything. I've talked a lot about like writing, editing, living with my partner and how I've been doing with that. We do work really well as like a team, I think, and you know, I can't wait to see, you know, where this next year sort of takes us, like in terms of our relationship, in terms of like I said, how we work as a team, and just all the things like that. I've talked about like my writing, my current writing project, editing, living with my partner Ryan, and like how I'm coping and dealing with it. I think I've done better in that aspect than I think I have, you know, and just, you know, how me and Ryan have been getting on since he moved in. And actually, I really like living with him. We're definitely like completely different people. Not completely different, we do have some things in common. I say some things. We have a few things in common. We like the same sort of music, like rock sort of stuff. There's quite a few things that we have in common, but also he's the type that's quite a messy person, and I try to be a very tidy person. Like I need tidiness. That's one thing that we are like trying to work on as well. I think that is everything. I've talked a lot, I've had a lot of drink, and I've had a really good chatter. I can't believe it, to be honest. I've been talking for over an hour at this point, and I definitely think that I need to do these sort of videos more often, like these coffee chats, because I really did need to just sit down and talk about everything going on recently. I don't know why I haven't done like one of these in a really long time, because I forgot how much I love them, and I feel so much better now that I've talked about all the things I needed to talk about and get off my chest and just update you all. And yeah, like I said, I definitely need to like do these videos more often. I think I just really miss just sitting down with a cup of coffee and just talking. But I do think, with that being said, I'm gonna leave this video here. That is everything. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed me rambling on, just having a good natter, if you enjoy this type of video, I'm definitely gonna try and start doing them a bit more often. Probably gonna aim for like 2 a year, maybe 3, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's probably in a couple of months I'll probably sit down again. Maybe 2-3 months I'll sit down again and just have another good natter. With that being said, I am going to leave this video here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe down below and ding the bell to be notified for when I do upload, because obviously the next vlogs will be the Camp NaNoWriMo ones. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you stay tuned for them, especially if you enjoy like writing vlogs or just vlogs in general, really. I'd love it if you would stick around. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my Camp NaNoWriMo week 1 vlog. Bye.